From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
This is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, October 16th. Freezing start to the day, literally temps in the low 30s, even in the 20s in some areas, but we're going to warm up to be comfortable with highs in the mid 50s today. And we're following breaking news throughout the morning. Several members of the Indianapolis Colts organization have tested positive for COVID-19. This is according to the Colts. The team sent out a statement this morning saying, "This morning we were informed that several individuals within our organization have tested positive for COVID-19. The team is currently in the process of confirming those tests. In the meantime, the practice facility will remain closed and the team will work remotely while following NFL protocols. We are in communication with the NFL and will have more information when available." All right, so far, the only player to acknowledge this news was George Odom on Twitter this morning. He said simply, "This is crazy." So far, there's no word on if any players are among the positive tests. The Colts are currently scheduled to play the Cincinnati Bengals at Lucas Oil Stadium Sunday, so we'll be sure to keep you posted on all of this at wishtv.com. And the NFL just released updated protocols earlier this week. The league will begin testing for COVID-19 on game days starting this week. Players and coaches must wear masks during walkthroughs, and only coaches who call plays can wear face shields. All others must wear masks or gaiters on the sidelines. The updated protocols also require anyone identified as a high-risk close contact to isolate and not return to the team's facility for at least 5 days. Several teams in the league have been dealing with the virus. The Atlanta Falcons closed their facility yesterday after a second positive COVID-19 test. The Tennessee Titans had 8 people test positive in late September, and the outbreak eventually totaled 24 players and team personnel, forcing the Titans to take a 16-day break. The New England Patriots will play on Sunday after postponing a matchup last week due to 4 coronavirus cases. And a tale of 2 town halls tops your vote 2020 today. President Trump on one network was live taking questions from voters in Miami. At the same time, Joe Biden appeared on a different network trying to sway undecided voters in Philadelphia. The competing conversations replaced what was supposed to be the second presidential debate. Here's Hannah Mordeau.
Dueling town halls on dueling networks at the same time, but one topic taking center stage, the coronavirus pandemic. President Donald Trump on defense.
Many people are getting this, and nobody's being blamed. Everybody is working hard to get this thing out of our country.
Flip to Joe Biden.
He missed enormous opportunities.
Instead, blaming the White House for its handling of the virus.
You can contain the pandemic by being rational.
Next for both, a focus on the economy and ongoing stimulus battles.
You know who I'm negotiating against? Nancy Pelosi, because she doesn't want to give the money.
You can open businesses and schools if, in fact, you provide them the guidance that they need as well as the money to be able to do it.
The candidates also in stark contrast on President Trump's Supreme Court pick, Amy Coney Barrett.
So I think there's great reason to be concerned.
I don't think she has any conflict at all.
Biden once again pressed on his views of packing the court after weeks of evading the question.
I have not been a fan of court packing.
So you're still not a fan?
Well, I'm not a fan. I then say it depends on how this turns out. Not how he wins, but how it's handled. Presidents come and go. Justices stay and stay and stay.
Biden went on to admit he regrets his work on the 1986 and 1994 controversial crime bills.
I denounce white supremacy.
And when President Trump was asked to denounce QAnon,
I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. What I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia. And I agree with that. I do agree with that. But I know nothing about it.
They believe it is
if
a
you'd
satanic cult run by the deep
study
state.
The subject, I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa and I know about the radical left.
Finally, the president said he would accept a peaceful transfer of power, but wants an honest election.
The next and final debate is scheduled for next Thursday in Nashville. And the next step in the Supreme Court confirmation hearing is underway. Judge Amy Coney Barrett has until Tuesday to respond to written questions from members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. According to CNN, the questions need to be sent out by tonight. The committee will vote next Thursday on Judge Barrett's nomination. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he plans to put Barrett's nomination on the Senate floor next Friday.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
Joe Biden says his latest COVID-19 test is negative, though the campaign is reporting another case, a crew member on Biden's plane who tested positive for the virus. Biden says his doctors told him he does not need to quarantine as the crew member stayed at least 50 feet away and always wore a mask. As we told you on Daybreak yesterday, Biden's running mate Kamala Harris has canceled travel and in-person appearances through the weekend because an aide and a flight crew member tested positive. Harris says she has had 2 negative tests this week and is not showing any symptoms. Indiana has a record number of new coronavirus cases. The state health department reported 1,962 new cases yesterday. They also added 23 more deaths, bringing the total to at least 3,632 deaths in Indiana. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is not making any changes to Marion County's measures to curb the spread of COVID-19. That means bars, restaurants, museums, and gyms will stay at 50% capacity. Bars and restaurants must still close at midnight. According to Hogsett, current restrictions are working. The Marion County Health Director says the county's 5-day positivity rate has steadily hovered around 5%. There has been a small rise in cases and hospital visits. About 45% of cases in September were made of people between the ages of 20 and 39. People 19 and younger made up roughly 20%. Twitter is up and running this morning after thousands of users reported not being able to access the website or app. The company says a system change that initiated earlier than planned is what caused the problems. Twitter says it does not have evidence of a security breach or hack. According to the tracking website Down Detector, more than 57,000 people did not have access to Twitter at 6 o'clock yesterday evening. By 11:30 last night, Twitter said it was back up for everyone. And now to business headlines. 4 in 10 Americans feel safe dining indoors amid the coronavirus. That number jumps to 57% for Republicans, 49% for Gen Xers, and 46% for men. Nearly 1 in 10 consumers don't trust any source for coronavirus-related information. 42% of remote workers feel comfortable returning to the office, but 13% want a vaccine available before going back. Delta Airlines passengers could start seeing middle seats being filled up again in the middle of next year. The company's CEO says it's depending on how passengers feel about it. Republican senators called on the heads of Twitter and Facebook to testify before Congress and said a subpoena was in the works. Critics claim the social media platforms have been censoring reporting that's critical of Democrats. The action comes as both Twitter and Facebook took steps to stop the widespread dissemination of an explosive New York Post report this week that showed emails allegedly from Hunter Biden linking his father to his Ukraine business dealings. The Federal Communications Commission is also looking at rescinding a law put in place in the 90s that protects tech companies from being held liable for users' posts. Eli Lilly is making a purchase. It's buying a biotech firm, Disarm Therapeutics. Disarm is working on a treatment for patients with peripheral neuropathy and other neurological diseases. Lilly will acquire Disarm for an upfront payment of $135 million and will get more money if the treatment becomes successful. Peloton announced that 27,000 pedals on its bikes are being recalled due to a defect that causes them to break off at the axle, which reportedly leads to injury for users. The recall applies to its clip-in bike pedals, model PR70P, particularly on bikes manufactured between July 2013 and May 2016. Our game of the week here at Wish TV is Ben Davis at North Central. MyIndy TV will carry the game live at 7 o'clock. Our sports team will be covering 21 different games and will bring you all the highlights on The Zone tonight at 11:08 p.m. on Wish TV. And in The Zone Extra today. All right, earlier this month, a big roar came from one small Indiana town. Charlie Clifford shows us the celebration that is still going on.
It's nice to come from a small school and community because, you know everyone and everyone just feels proud.
LaPel, Indiana. Just shy of 3,000 Hoosiers call it home, and earlier this month in the early everyone agreed. This story deserved its own parade. Macy Beeson, only a sophomore, just bested every girls golfer in the state of Indiana. Her score of 2 over par, conquering the field at the IHSA Individual State Championship. Oh, wow.
I told my coach, I told my dad, I just wanted to play simple golf. Coach and I have this saying, it's fairways, greens, birdies. I wasn't trying to put pressure on myself.
A lot of tears, a lot of hard work, you know. It's a roller coaster, literally. She has the God-gifted ability to do it.
Macy, finish your second round. You're in the lead, but you have all this time to try to sit and wait and figure out how it's going to play out. How did you handle that?
It was about 3 hours we waited, and I went back to the range, and I just did my whole warm-up routine again. It was a long wait, probably the longest 3 hours of my life.
Macy Beeson from LaPel High School.
Well, I started crying. It's just, all my hard work is paying off. I mean, it just feels good.
Waiting around isn't so bad when your entire hometown has your back. Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Follow us online at wishtv.com and on Facebook when you search Wish TV. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you back here Monday.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.